Hi, and welcome to Healing You with Gloria. I have a special treat for all of us today. I have my dear friend and colleague, Gail Donohue, joining me. And she's going to be joining me going forward because we love to have these engaging conversations. But I want you to get to know her a little bit too. So, Gail, I'm so glad that you said yes and that you're willing to do this podcast with me. And I would like people to know just a little bit about your background. Can you share us a little bit about you?
Well, I'm really grateful that you invited me to come on the podcast, Gloria. I always so enjoy our times together and especially our times learning and growing together too. So a little bit about me. Well, way back when, I used to be a coach. I used to coach synchronized swimming, which is now artistic swimming. I coached to the Olympic level and was involved at that level. And then I got into doing a lot of leadership training with coaches, which I still do. And I do that. I work with lots of sports, all the different various sports all over the world. And recently over the last 15, 20 years, I began my journey into learning about neuroscience and compassionate communication or nonviolent communication, and also resonant language. And that's when our paths crossed
Yeah,
uh, quite a
yeah,
number of years ago. Yeah. And we've been growing together since.
yeah. And it's been quite a fun journey. So yeah, it's been since back 2009, I believe, when we first met. And
Yeah.
there was just something about you. There's something about your mannerisms, your life energy, your laugh, your sense of humor. I just really was attracted to getting to spend time with you. It was really fun too. I know you're located up in Canada, and I'm in Washington State. But the first time I got to meet you, it was because I had was doing work with Sarah Payton, and we had classes together, and we did a retreat, and we did it at her home. And you came
Mm,
down, and that's when I got to meet you in person. So it's so
yeah.
fun to get to do in person things. But I want to acknowledge just how powerful it is that when you do meet people, even though they're online, because back then we didn't even have video, we just had the phone.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
I
Yeah.
hadn't seen you really. And so
No.
you get to know people. You can get to know them through the resonance of their voice and the nonverbals even. But that was really fun. So what really drew you towards the neuroscience and to this way of communication? What really lit you up about that?
Yeah. What really lit me up about it was the combination of having the neuroscience and understanding the background of how we as humans have evolved. And it makes sense how we act the way that we act because of our upbringing and because of what we've learned. And so when you understand that, it just, the pennies dropped for me that um, I wasn't in that role of beating myself up so much. I wasn't did I even now I'm not totally clean there when it comes to that. I can slip into that, but it it allowed me some freedom to be able to be kind to myself and also begin to learn and be open to other ways of doing things. And then having the structure of the nonviolent communication. I'm a certified trainer with the nonviolent communication. Having that scaffolding, the process there to use, and then with the layer of the neuroscience and the resonance, it just like, okay, this is how I want to be in this world. This is what I've longed for, and you embodied that so much that's what also drew me to you as well, that I can feel comfortable with you, I can feel safe with you, and I can learn.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay. You are happy to accept me as I am.
Yeah. And I want to just hold with a lot of gentleness and care that all of us human beings have this structure that was imprinted upon us that we fell into from the time we were even born. And there was even those generational patterns that go back through our families. And those patterns are there for everybody, and everybody falls into them, and we don't have to stay there. That's the really good news, is it's because of the neuroplasticity, it is possible to develop your capacity to have resilience, which yeah, when we have that resiliency, we can actually stay present in the face of stress. And a big part of what drew us together was then stepping into that work with our hearts and
Yeah.
really being able to experience those shifts. And we don't deny where we've been or what we've done or what the patterns are. But what we can do is that process that we've been evolving together, that's so beautiful, is really kind of the inspiration here. I remember saying to you one time after we'd had an empathy session together and just bearing our hearts and sharing our experiences, I said, I don't know, I think that once upon a time we must have been kids and laying out underneath the cherry trees in the grass and just enjoying life. And that's the kind of freedom that I experienced in getting to have that resonance with you. And it's a beautiful memory, and it's an image that always comes back to me. But my dream is to do that. You know, I don't care how old we get, we can still do that, because there's something about being playful in nature and just in awe and wonder of it, that our bodies actually receive the nurturance that it needs to really
Yes.
be open-hearted, to be in relationship with ourselves and with others.
Yes.
Yeah. What
Oh,
happens
that,
when you're hearing that?
oh, that just sort of warms my heart in hearing you say that. You've shared that with me before, and I've shared with you that, yeah, I'm right there with you under that cherry tree. And yeah, I think we have been there before. Absolutely. But hearing you say it again, it just feels so welcoming and genuine, and my heart just grows. It
Yeah,
just,
well, so that's also part of what we do together when we provide classes or create containers to work with others. And part of that is bringing in metaphors, bringing in imagery, being able to dream and imagine, and share with our viewers, what are some of your dreams? What do you imagine? What do you set the intention for the end results you'd like to experience in your life?
oh, that's such a great question. And as I do this work, I'm getting more clarity with it and getting to be able to add more descriptors to it. But really, there's a few different levels of an end result that I'd love to have here in my life. But overall speaking, having genuine connected relationships with people that are with, kindness and collaboration. Collaboration is so huge with me and for me, and that's why I so enjoy being with you. But having that meaning there, and recognizing that, there's going to be bumps along the way, and that's okay. And to be able to have people that are willing to stay in the relationship enough to do repairs
Mm-hmm.
and work on that, because that's how I grow, is to be able to learn from those little bumps that are there, but ultimately, accessing more communication, more connectedness, some ease and some peace. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's what you were thinking about, but there is more descriptors, but we can get into that more as we go along.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun to play with that and to inspire ourselves to continue on our journey. Um, and part of that journey, I guess, the purpose of us doing this together here is to be modeling that it's possible. That even with our backgrounds, I know I have quite a trauma history as a kid and as a young adult even. I think all of us have many of those experiences that we want to hide from the world, and we don't want people to know ever what happened. And it's not about sharing details about trauma. It's about being honest about our life experience, and then sharing openly, open-heartedly what's possible. And I don't know, down the path, we may have opportunities. We do little bits of that here as demonstrations, but we want to be able to just tell the truth. And we want to step into our heart and not deny our reality, but to have a vision that we can really stay present with as we take action steps to move forward in our life. And so this is an action step, getting this podcast going with you. It's one I've really looked forward to, and I'm so grateful that you said yes.
Thank you. And can I just pick up on what you mentioned about, the trauma history, because this might be interesting for some people that are watching this. I didn't think I had any trauma when I started down this path. I grew up, I sort of thought, oh, this is a pretty great family, pretty great parents. And so it was confusing for me. So now I know that in that belief system, it made it all my fault. And it made it that I was blaming myself and I wasn't there for myself. And so it's been a journey of learning how to be here for myself and doing that with, you, with friends and colleagues like you that can support that work actually happening. And sorry.
And no, it's what I'm hearing is the importance of nurturing that relationship with yourself, of really getting to know yourself and to recognize yourself without shame or blame. And that's a journey in and of itself that we all can be invited to step into, and to know that it's safe to do so. And that we can follow our own inner rhythm on that journey too, that there's no pressure, no have to's. But there's an open door that welcomes you. Yeah.
Yeah, an open door. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. I look forward to our continued conversations, and I invite our viewers to join us because we're going to get to explore how we can experience resistance. We kind of touched into that now. We can have resistance when what we truly want is to step into our creative awakening heart. So join us next time, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye.
Bye for now.